What's going on, guys? It's Bradders from Rabid Games here, and welcome back to some more Kerbal Space Program. You can see here I have a very, very tall rocket. There's a reason for this. This is a deep space probe. You can see that I'm using some of the new parts from the NASA pack here. These big clusters, engine clusters here. You can see all the staging and stuff. I'm not going to go into too much detail about how you build this thing, but I will join you in orbit, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a deep space probe, how to build your probe here. So I'll just go on a little bit, ignore the launch vehicle here, I'll take this off for a second. This is the essential probe of it all. What I have here is a probe core underneath this parachute on top here. I have a probe core. Now this is either the Stay Put Nick, that's the first one that you unlock, and you also have the Doing. I can't pronounce that, but you have these. This is slightly smaller than this one, and it's also a bit more ergonomic. So I would go with this one over the Stay Put Nick any day, once you unlock it. And I'm going to go through a few basics that you need with this spacecraft. So obviously you can see here I have the Science. You can see here that I have the Science Junior along with 4 mystery goo canisters. That's probably a little bit overkill. These big tanks here, these are RCS tanks to maneuver. So in case I need to maneuver, obviously I've got an aerial, that's essential. I've got a thermometer, I've got a gravioli detector. Is that gravity? No, it's a presmat. And crucially, and probably the most crucially, these things here, these are solar panels. These are what's going to give this craft the power and to make sure that it does not go dead in space. Now, like I say, this launch vehicle is probably pretty overkill as well, because this is only a very small mass that we're launching into space, but we are launching it into deep space, so who knows. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and reattach this, and I will launch this thing into orbit. I will join you from there, and I will show you how to escape Kerbin and get into a periapse around the sun. But first things first, change the flag, obviously. Right, guys, I'll see you in orbit. Peace. Okay, so I've got myself in a roughly circular. Well, it's not really circular, but that's not really going to matter too much. So again, like we did in the last video, we're going to look down on Kerbin so you can see the North Pole, and we're going to zoom right out. As you can see, there is an asteroid inbound, but that's okay because we're not going to get that anytime soon. But we're going to zoom right out past the orbit of Minimus. Now, as you can see, more undiscovered asteroids. That one's a large one, I might want to look at that one. But here you can see deep space. There's Juno, which is the equivalent of Mars. And you can see my electric charge is slowly going down for whatever reason, even though I have my solar panels extended. So what we want to do is we want to thrust outwards so that our apoapse expands. So we're going to set a maneuver node to go prograde and just pull it all the way, and now you can see this arrow shows Kerbin escape. I'm actually going to pull that slightly more retrograde because we barely want to escape this, just by the skin of our teeth, so it takes the least amount of delta V possible. Come on, keep coming. Oh, I've clicked off the maneuver node. And there we go. That'll do. So that'll kind of kick us round and out like that. So we're going to find our maneuver node right here. It does take quite a while to move. And as you can see, I'm getting my electric charge back in the corner now from before. So now I'm going to get on maneuver node. Keep pressing F to save it, but sometimes it does go past. So come on. If you don't feel scared to engage RCS, we've got loads of it on this spacecraft. So I'm just going to move towards our maneuver node, and then we're going to, nope, come on, we've got plenty of time, like we say, but Finding maneuver nodes can be hard sometimes, especially when you've got such a large craft like this. So let's get that. And then we're going to time accelerate round. I'm going to turn off RCS because I don't really need it now. Just so now we're stable. We're going to time accelerate round and we're going to start burning a minute before time again. That just because that's a nice round number. And there's a close encounter there of another one of my probes. Don't quite know which one it was there, but oh well. That's kind of cool. Still haven't learned how to dock yet. Okay, so we're getting towards 2 minutes now. 1 minute. I'm going to get ready now. Probably just time accelerate just a little. I love that vista. That looks amazing. Oh, here we go. 2, 1. Thrust up. What craft is that? Let's have a look. It is. Oh, it's off my very first space probe. That's kind of cool. So now what we're doing is we're extending our apoapse all the way out past the orbit of the Moon, out past the orbit of Minmus, and all the way out into deep space. This asteroid's going to pass clumsily by, and there we go. Perhaps not the best escape plan compared to what I did before, because I kind of overshot, but that's not a problem. We're still escaping into deep space. So now if we time accelerate, like so, you have to wait for a second because obviously, and there we go, we'll go faster. We're going to just pass Minmus, and then once we hit this arrow, that's going to be our Kerbin escape. Okay, so actually, we have there's Kerbin in the background, and you can see the Moon. You can't see Minmus, unfortunately, I don't think, but we actually have quite a lot of fuel left in this sort of like stage now, I guess. So we could go to any of the planets, but unfortunately none of them are in the right orbit. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our periapse down to over the sun. So what we're going to do to do that is we are going to slowly, I'm going to engage RCS here because I've already done this, slowly just move our cursor retrograde and fire our engines. Now you'll see our periapse start to shift. We're going to bring it to within the close flyby of the sun. We actually got an encounter then with something. Don't know what it was. It might have probably been Kerbin, but that's okay. Now, once you get into deep space, what you do is up to you, and we're at fuel here in the stage, so we're going to jettison that. A new, smaller, more efficient stage out. We're going to come in down past Moho. This is my deep space lab, by the way. Got some Kerbals that aren't coming home, which is unfortunate. But yeah, we're going to come back down. We're going to come down. We're going to bring our periapse low over the sun. We're 8 billion kilometers away at the moment, and I don't like that, being that far. Now, electric charge, I would say, is the most important thing to do to look out for on this trip, because if your craft runs out of electric charge, you are dead. There's nothing you can do to bring it back, and you can't. Once you've done that, you can't even open the solar panels to gain charge back. So unless you have those strange depleted uranium generators, which I hate putting on my craft, they've actually nerfed them, I think, in the latest update. But solar panels, definitely make sure you extend them once you get out of the atmosphere, because they are invaluable, trust me. So we're going to keep bringing our periapse down. Nearly out of fuel here, but that's okay because we've got another small tank with an LV909. Jettison that. We're going to bring it into the path of Moho, and that is what you can do. I'm going to leave it there. This is what you can do with space probes, everybody. You can then jettison this, and you have a space probe, which you can right click on and transmit all your science. But that's going to wrap it up, guys. If you did enjoy, please remember to leave a like. Next episode, I'm going to try and show you how to do an interplanetary transfer, because that's fun. Anyway, I'll see you in the next episode, guys. This is Brad signing off. Peace!